Allowed to be happy like that, isn't he?
Yeah, he was never gone. He's the man. What's up with everybody?
Calm down, everybody.
Doubting genius. We met Tom Brady the other day. Ronaldo, he's up there with all these sports people. He's the man. Yeah. Great to see him back. His 2 goals were excellent. His movement. I like the fact it was one-touch finishes, that sharpness. And again, he's joined the party.
You can measure the relief, can't you? That's what it's about, that, Gary.
Oh yeah, I mean you can see it in the first goal. Like I say, there was every emotion when he celebrated that first goal. There was anger, probably looking at his critics, the people who questioned him. Relief, because obviously it was massive for him to score and obviously for the team to win, and then just the elation and just that. I mean, look, was it 240 games you said before? 230 games for Portugal?
230. That was number 230.
230 football matches.
Yeah. More than any other man in international football.
That is just like... I can't even put that into words, how sort of hard that is to do. I played 85 times for England over 13, 14 years. He's played triple nearly me.
And that was a full-back, Gary. No. I
wish he gave me as much slack as Ronaldo, honestly.
That's a rabbit punch.
He's back.
How many games do? We keep talking about the hardest part of the game.
Played midfield.
Be quiet. Listen, be quiet, I'm talking. The hardest part of the game is putting the ball in the back of the net. And he does. How many goals? Wow, we've got to
Roy, I wish I could, to be fair, walk around, touch it 20 times and stick it in the back of the net. I just couldn't do that.
Yeah. Did you see a structure there a better structure from Portugal, which means come the knockout stages, even if they're not in the France-Spain bracket yet, they will be a real threat?
Yeah, they're going to be a real threat on there. I think they used the width quite well today, so they got more crosses in, didn't they? And they definitely were looking for Ronaldo every time they got the ball, or try to get the crosses and try to get the delivery. I mean, they've got world-class players in there, like Bruno is in there, and he's making their passes through, isn't he, to Ronaldo. They're a very good team. I'd be a wee bit worried about them physically and their speed. The size and the speed in midfield, they're wonderful players on the ball, don't get me wrong, but I'd be a wee bit worried about the transitions with them, maybe when they go through the cup to the teams that have got more power and more speed. But certainly a very, very good team.
I think you mentioned it before the game, the width that they can get and the speed that they've got, actually, I think comes from the full-backs, likes of Cancelo and then Semedo in the second half, obviously Mendes. If they narrow their team a little bit in midfield with sort of Vitinha and all the other players, Neves, Bruno, Bernardo Silva, they've got fantastic players in that sort of central bit. You've got Cristiano up front. If you just let your full-backs, that apparently it's very easy to do, just go forward. just put a couple of balls in.
Yeah. Well, that's where the width is going to have to come from. Just to tell you about England, they've made 2 changes. Gahey and Spence come in place of Stones and O'Reilly. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's have a look at 4-0 and 5-0. I'm really trying not to be mean, but 4-0 is one of the ugliest, scruffiest, worst goals you'll see, isn't it?
You say that, Mike, yeah, but it's still a brilliant ball from Bruno. It's like De Bruyne done a few years ago from Man City for a right footer. It's chaos everywhere again.
Well, putting it in that area, you mean?
Putting it in the right area, and obviously there's confusion there. The goalkeeper, and it comes off the goal. Yeah, this is not great, but they'll be pleased with it. But still a very, very good delivery.
But this is what they do have off the bench as well. Leao, who's quite in and out at AC Milan, Gary. But, you know, no one doubts his pace.
No, and actually, I don't know why I didn't fancy him. As the ball rolled towards him, I thought he's got a lot to do there. Has he got the technique? Has he got it within himself to do it? And you'll see it from this next angle, not this one here. There's one next one that you're going to see, which, I mean, he keeps his head over the ball. And really, it's beautiful, that.
That's lovely technique.
Fantastic finish. I mean, I think that's the only goal he couldn't put down to the goalkeeper, because their goalkeeper was shocking, wasn't he? He was absolutely shocking throughout the game.
And they're the hardest finishers sometimes when you got so much thinking time. He's coming onto a brilliant technique and a lot of composure.
Ronaldo didn't quite get hat-trick number 67, but he came mighty close. And actually, this first one here, we're all very relieved he hasn't hurt himself, because he had to be really brave, Gary, as he waits for it to drop and then gets clouted by the keeper.
Yeah, it was like, honestly, you just thought, oh, it's a collision course. You could see it coming from a mile away. And look, his desperation to score meant that he went for it, and you thought he was going to get hurt. That one's one of them ones at the near post where it's difficult for him to wrap his left foot around it.
What you have to admire with Ronaldo, on top of everything else, how brilliant he is. Gary mentioned before the game, these guys, like billionaires, won everything, bar the World Cup. The hunger and that desire to keep getting in there, desperate to get more goals in the second half. To me, that's where the great example is for these lads. Again, we know they can be criticised, of course, for maybe sometimes his body language, but that desire and that hunger to keep trying to get goals.
Mark, it's a stupid thing to say this. The next World Cup's in Portugal, Spain and Morocco. I would not put it past him to think that he's going to be there in 4 years. It's ridiculous to say it, I know.
No, Roberto Martinez has said he thinks he will be. I thought Ronaldo had said he won't be, but as you say, because of where it is, he could change his mind.
Yeah, he'd probably be there, all right, but you mean watching? Yeah, he'd hardly be playing.
Age 45.
If he was a fullback, he might be, but that's a player.
I'm aware people are just coming in from work all the time or coming in from a busy day, so here are the goals from the first half. And
yeah, this is a fullback.
This is the fullbacks doing the work, Gary.
This is a fullback that crosses this. Yeah, I'll let Roy take over from here.
No, but a brilliant movement from Ronaldo again, because in play when you're doing training session, it's when you get to the box, it's slow, quick, and it's the one-touch finish. That shows the sharpness. And I go back to Bruno in these positions. He is the best in the world by far. Decision-making, weight of pass, and again, Ronaldo, one-touch finish. Love it. Love watching that. Brilliant play.
In all seriousness, you love it when it's a one-touch finish. And is that because there's no time for anybody defensively to react to it if you hit it first time?
Exactly. He's ready for the type of pass he's receiving. Like Bruno obviously giving that right pass, so he doesn't have to take a touch. And even his first goal, to me that kind of reflects the sharpness. And the highest level is about one touch. You're not going to get 2-3 touches in the box. It's just not on.
You feel as a striker, Duncan, if you could take it first time, you are much more likely.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because it's a time, isn't it? You don't get a lot of time in that box, do you? So I think if you touch, people are closing you down. He's the best in the world, isn't he? I mean, he'll probably beating himself up just now in the dressing room because he's not scored 3 or 4, you know what I mean? He's a perfectionist. It's a testament to how he's lived his life and his career that he's got such longevity. It's incredible. He's an incredible phenomenon.
And he's getting his body position in the right place to make a one-touch. You see some strikers, average players, they get their positions wrong where they have to take a touch and then that gives the defenders a chance. But they're getting their body position right where we're going, it's just, when it comes to me, that's it.
That's all I need.
The sharpness.
We will confirm all that team news from Regime take centre stage. Here with the team news then, pitch side is our very own Gabriel Clark.
Well, it's cool, a bit of rain, but essentially ideal conditions for England as they seek to win their second group game running at the start of a World Cup for just the 4th time. It had been suggested Thomas Tuchel would make no changes to his starting lineup, but there were problems defensively and the changes have been made in the back 4. Well, this is how England line up. Pickford in goal. On the right-hand side of defence, it's Reece James and Ezri Konsa. But it's a new-look left side. Mark Gahey replaces John Stones. Jed Spence replaces Nico O'Reilly and will be up against O'Reilly's Manchester City teammate, Antoine Semenyo. Declan Rice wins his 75th cap, and it's a landmark day for Jude Bellingham, the youngest Englishman to reach 50 caps. And one more goal and Harry Kane becomes England's top scorer at World Cups. As for Ghana, their team shows 4 changes from the win over Panama. Thomas Partey, who was not allowed entry into Canada, returns to their midfield. Partey has pleaded not guilty to 7 charges of rape. Before the game, all players are expected to shake hands with opponents. The FA say England players will do so at their own discretion. Inaki Williams of Athletic Bilbao comes into the Ghana attack. England's only previous game in Boston was in the summer of 1993. They lost to the USA and didn't qualify for the following year's World Cup. If they win tonight, they'll certainly qualify for the round of 32 and should top the group.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. Nothing wrong with the conditions then for England. That won't be a problem at all. Gary, a couple of changes, as Gabriel said, on the left-hand side of defence. Gahey and Spence come in. How do you interpret that?
I think 2 reasons. One, the opponents that they've got today, Semenyo down that right-hand side, and the athleticism of, I think, Ghana means that, you know, John Stones probably see that first goal the other night where he's just obviously getting on a little bit. He's not played a lot of football and he's experienced, but he's also just ageing a little bit. So I think having Gahey in there can defend one-on-one, having Jed Spence who can stick to Semenyo. And then the other night, I said before the game, Mark, there was some chaos in that game that Thomas Tuchel will not have liked, and he'll know he'll need to rid himself of it. And I think this is a response to that as well.
I'm surprised he's made a change. He's won the game. He's took 2 players out his defensive line. You know, so I'm really surprised with it, but I take Gary's point as well. But I'm surprised. Very surprised. It's a gamble, you know what I mean? Big gamble.
Spence came on, did have a good impact. Yeah, I'm surprised you're talking about making 2 changes at the back 4. We're always talking about having a settled back 4. People getting used to each other, communication, distances, etc. But they've won the game and different horses for different course, I suppose. But I'm surprised he's actually made 2 changes. Yeah.
Can I just say he's had months and months and months to pick his team. Yeah, so he's had in his mind what his team's going to be. And within 1 performance, he's changed 2 of the back 4.
But maybe it's horses for courses. If there's that much pace up front from Semenyo on one side and Williams on the other, Spence is quick, maybe...
I'm pretty sure...
Is there not a logic to that?
I get it, but surely these boys can handle it. These are top players, you know what I mean? I just think it's a wee bit I don't know.
I think he probably would have picked Gay and Konza in the first game if it wasn't for the fact that it's the first game in a World Cup, and that back four then would have had no experience whatsoever. So I think he's put John Stones in against Croatia. Croatia haven't got a lot of pace up front. I think he probably was always going to come back to Gay and Konza in the sort of games like this. So I'm not surprised. Look, he had to react to the other night, in my view, because I know we can say this now. We won, we loved the game, it was entertaining. But I think Thomas Tuchel will look at that and think, we will not win the World Cup playing like that.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
And Gay, these players coming in, particularly Gay, certainly doesn't weaken the team. It's just something a bit different. And yeah, it is a touch more pace.
Roy, I want to mention Jude Bellingham, who's 23 next week. This is cap number 50. And he's not even 23 till next week. I mean, we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not saying he's going to get to 230 caps, but you see where I'm going. If he stays fit, whoops, 10, 15 years. There was a drum roll for him.
It's a great start for him, yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Obviously, he stays injury-free, of course. Keeps his form up. We know he's got that X factor. We know he can produce in the big
Looks in good shape, doesn't he?
He does. No, he's a big, strong boy, big unit. He's had great experience already for such a young player. He seems happy in himself, even there, little clips there. Yeah, and the game on the back last week, he'd be full of confidence and belief. A bit like Ronaldo. Even these top players still need a bit of love. A bit of love, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. So, no, he's certainly in a good place. And again, if England are serious about trying to win the trophy, him and Kane will have to be at their very best.
Look, I know we've shot to him there where he's smiling, but actually in the tunnel before the last game that we did against Croatia, he was very relaxed in the tunnel, sort of exudes confidence. And I mentioned before, I couldn't play football in that way. It was a struggle for me in a tunnel, thinking that what I'm about to go out and do, and I can't be at fault for a goal. This lad believes he should be on this stage. That he can win these games for England, and it's a great quality to have.
And what all top players have, presence. He's got a nice presence about him.
Gary, I say this in a nice way. You couldn't even recognise your own brother in the tunnel. I think people realise that when you were in the tunnel, you were so focused. Everyone's different.
I know, but you just look. Some lads can play the game. Wayne Rooney, when he was an 18-year-old in 2004, he just played with complete and utter freedom and expression and with risk, and it's a beautiful way to be. And not everyone's the same, obviously, but these lads are brilliant to watch when they're like that.
They really are. Here's Thomas Tuchel then with our reporter.
Well, Thomas, let's start with your team. 2 changes to the back four that started against Croatia. Yeah. Spence and Gahey coming in. Talk me through the thought process there.
I'll take the serve to play, and we have a little bit more speed and a little bit different profile in the players. Mark a little bit more agile and a bit faster than John, and more convenient to play on the left side for him than for John, and Chad just a bit more defensive and faster and more defensive also to control the counterattacks.
Yeah, you mentioned there the counterattacks. Is that a big part of what you expect Ghana to threat today?
Yeah, that's a big part. They are happy to give up possession. They want to have ball wins in the center of the pitch, and they want us to fall asleep, want the opponents to feel safe, and then do the counterattacks with very fast and physical players. The other one is very direct play onto the wings, not shy to use long balls. So that's basically it. I think we will have a lot of duels on the fullback position, and we need to be careful in the coverage and be very aggressive when to stop counterattacks before they get dangerous.